Hello friends, this is Praveen and today we are going to learn about the essential points of the nutrition in the plants and animals. So friends, what is a nutrition? A nutrition is a process by which an organism takes its food. So nutritions are in plants and animals are of two types. These include heterotrophic and autotrophic. Most of the plants are autotrophic. They can make their own food, but all the animals are heterotrophic, as well as some plants are also heterotrophic or obtain their food from the heterotrophic nutrition. So friends, first we have a cycle in plants and animals. The food which plants produce is the same that we eat. So it is essential to know about the cycle in the plants and animals. So first see, let's how does it work. These are plants and these are animals. Plants making food using CO2, carbon dioxide, H2O, water, and minerals in the presence of light, chlorophyll. So friends, what is a chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a pigment which is used to make its own food. The collection of the chlorophyll is called chloroplast, and it is green in color because of another pigment found in them called the chromoplast. Then using this method, photosynthesis, they produce ATP energy and O2, which is oxygen. ATP energy is then further stored into the body parts of the plants, such as fruits, vegetables, leaves, roots, stem, etc. And then it is stored as a glucose. Its formula is C6H12O6, and starch, which formula is C6H10O5. So friends, they release out this, which then the animal eats it, and they obtain the ATP energy again. So how do they obtain this? The food, then these food particles are then transferred to the all parts of our cell. The cell have a special organ called mitochondria, which help them to convert into the ATP energy and release the CO2, which is carbon dioxide. Then this process goes on and on. So this is called a cycle in the plants and animals. So let's move to the plants. Plants prepare food. We talk about using the photosynthesis. In what is a photosynthesis? A photosynthesis is a process by which plants make their own food. So here the carbon dioxide, water, minerals, light, and chlorophyll are its requirements, and O2, which is oxygen, is its byproduct, and glucose and starch is its food. So let's conclude with an activity that all these are important for the photosynthesis to happen. First, let's conclude that a starch or a glucose is formed, or a carbohydrate is formed in the photosynthesis. You take first keep a plant in a dark room for the 2 to 3 days, and then pluck one leaf and name it as a leaf A, and then keep in the sunlight for 6 to 7 hours, and pluck a leaf again with the name leaf B. Then do an iodine test on them to prefer that the leaf B has make a starch, which is after the photosynthesis. This experiment gives an indication of the light also, because without light a plant could not make their own food. And chlorophyll we talk about is an important thing. Now let's say carbon dioxide. You take a plant with two flags, with on its leaves, one with a potassium hydroxide and another with a water. What does the potassium hydroxide do here? It absorbs all the carbon dioxide, then put in a dark room to use all its starch or the glucose they have made, and then keep in the sunlight again, then do the same iodine test to prefer that the potassium hydroxide leaf do not make starch because of the absence of the CO2, which is carbon dioxide. Without the water, the plant would dry up. And the mineral is also important. Without it, we do not. If we eat the fruits or it would be in the no sense. Then we learn about the parasites. So friends, what are parasites? Parasites are the plants which depend on another plants for its nutrition. There are nearly two types of parasites depending on their nutrition. If they are totally dependent on the host plant, the plant which parasite plant take the energy from is called a host plant, and they have the stem called hysteria which can be grow on any plant. Then partial parasites are green in color, so they take nutrition from it and have chlorophyll, they can make their own food. But the complete parasite do not have the chlorophyll, so they totally depend on the host plant. Examples of the complete parasites are the cuscata, and the partial parasite is a mosquito. Then we have saprotropes. Saprotropes are the plants which grow on the dead decaying matter. Examples of these are fungi, mushrooms. Note that the fungi is not a plant. It is classified into their own kingdom called a fungi. Then we have insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are the plants which eat the insects, but they are green in color. They have chlorophyll. Then they eat the plants? They eat the plants for their nutrition to fulfill their needs of the nitrogen. These plants grow on the soil deficiency of the nitrogen. Examples of these are picture plant, Venus flytrap, and sundew. Sundew have a sticky substance on their outer covering, which when the animals eat on it, it is stuck and then it is going into the mouth and for digestion. In the Venus flytrap, it is a flap-like organ which separating with the midrib, and it has a projections, still-like projection, which is used to capture the animal. Then it secretes out its digestive juices. Then the picture plant is a tube-like structure with a lid opening. When an animal sits inside it, it is stuffed and the lid closes. It secretes out its digestive juice for the digestion. Then we have is symbiotic. In these parasites and insectivorous harm the another limbs, but symbiosis are the plants which interact with each other and they both are get benefited each other. Just like the examples of the lichens and the algae, ribosodium and the legumes, and so how does a lichen help us algae and algae help us a lichen? Lichen provides a shelter to the algae, whereas algae is green in color and make their own food and share with the lichens. And ribosodium is a bacteria which lives in the roots of the legumes. To fulfill these ribosodium help to fulfill their needs of the nitrogen. We know that air contains nitrogen, so they convert the atmospheric nitrogen into the soluble nitrogen which the plants can take. And then we have is in animals. digestion. This is an amoeba and this is food. The amoeba senses the first food and then it makes its outer covering which is called a cell membrane to go near the food particle, and then it is used to englove it with a small amount of water. When this food is mixed with a water, it is called a food vacuum. Then it is further digested, and after the digestion has been completed, it bursts open out from something, some part of it, and the waste material and the waters go out from there. This damage is so little that they can repair their own self. Then we have is an hydra. Hydra is also a water animal. It has tentacles which are activated by the presence of any food, and when they know that there is a food here, they have a sticky substance called mucosa. Then they attach. Then this is stuck to it, and then it has a mouth here. It is transferred to the mouth and digested, and then come out from this mouth again. Then we have is in human beings. In human beings, the food is completes have a alimentary canal which consists of these, which is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and ingestion. So what is an ingestion? It is a process of obtaining the or taking in the food. It mainly consists of the teeth, tongue, and the salivary glands which are present in our mouth. Which are teeth? For teeth, there are adult human being has 32 teeth, but a baby child would have 28 teeth. The first teeth which grow in the baby is called a milk teeth. They are temporary, and then they get a new teeth which are permanent. If they break, we do not get these are permanent teeth. Then how these 24 teeth are? First, if I tell you how to bite in an apple, you will use this front 8 teeth which are called incisors. These are 18 counting. Then we have is the either side of the incisors we have canines. 2 in the upper jaw and 2 in the lower jaw. Total we have is 4 canines. This is used for tearing the food. And then we have is either sides of the canines we have is premolars. In premolars there have 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. So we have total 8. And then we have is molars. In the adults, it is 6 in upper jaw and 6 in lower jaw, which is 12. But a child would have 4 in each jaw, which is 8. So these, when the children are at the age of 18, they grow these teeth. These are called wisdom teeth because it is expected to have the lots of knowledge by the age of 18 when you get these teeth. So total, plusing this with the 12, we got total the 32 teeth, which is a complete. Then we have is a tongue. Tongue is a muscular organ which is consists most strongest muscle. So it helps us. What is the functions of the teeth? It helps us to speak, for swallowing food, mixing it with saliva. So first is this taste, tongue. These are most of the taste buds are present at the outer covering here. So at the here we are taste about sweet. and here this area we have is salty, and upper than the salty we have is sour, and then here we have is bitter. So why we do not taste enough here? Because here we do not have the enough taste buds. Do you know that our tongue prints are also unique like our fingerprints? Then we have is an salivary glands. Salivary glands secrete out saliva, which is important for the digestion of the partial digestion of the carbohydrates. Then the food is swallowed into the esophagus. Then do you know we can breathe with our mouth also and nose also. So these both are connected. So there is an organ called electus, which is present on our hair, which is used to block the windpipe when we are eating. Then we have is digestion. Then the food goes to an esophagus, a pipe, and then it is goes to an stomach, which do an digestion of the proteins. It has a hydrochloric acid. This is only an organ which has an acidic medium in our whole body. Rest all are alkali or the basic. Then how it is, then this acid would be harmful for us. So it is protects our stomach. This layer is called mucosa. It is filled with mucosa. Then the food is digested here. The liver, which do not participates the digestion but secretes out the bile juice, which is stored in a gallbladder, and pancreas, which secretes the pancreatic juice, which is important for the digestion of the fats. The food is the carbohydrate digestion in the mouth, proteins in our stomach, and the fats in our small intestine. These are all in a partial tract. Then the pancreatic juice help us in the digestion of the whole properly. Then it is held in a small intestine. Then small intestine also help us in the absorption. It has a structure like a finger-like projections called the villi. The villi further is have the microvilli. One villi has 10,000 microvilli. Then what is they use? They use to increase the surface amount. Then the food which is absorbed here is then transferred to the blood vessels, which transfer to the whole parts of our body. Then we have is assimilation. The food is then collected in the blood vessels, and they are again converted into the complex form. So what is the first? These carbohydrates were broken into the starch, were broken into the glucose. The proteins were broken into the fatty amino acid, and the fats were broken into the fatty acid and the glycerol. So these are the simple forms. Then it is converted into the fats again to help us in the growth and the development, and also to build our muscles. Then the food is then transferred to the large intestine, which absorbs the water, salt, and the bile juice, with also pancreatic juice, and then it is transferred to the rectum, which collect all the undigested material. Then it is digestion by an anus. Then we have some ruminants. So friends, what is a ruminants? Ruminants are the animals which eat grasses. So why it is referred to ruminants? Have you seen a cow chewing on the road where there are no grass or the plants or the food available for it? How it do it? The cow or the herbivorous animals take lots of the food at one time to not be hunted by the predator, and then they go at a safe place. Then this food they have eaten goes to another organ called rumen. These grasses and the plant products have lots of cellulose, which is a complex carbohydrate and is not digested by their stomach. So they have a microorganism which release the enzyme called cellulase, which helps the digestion of it. Then they have to again digest it. So the cow's saliva is so expert in the digestion of these bolus when it is mixed with the food, when it is mixed with the saliva, and the solid part is called curd or bolus. Then it goes to rectum and then to its mouth and then to it. Then both are bypasses and then go into the organs. Then we go into the small intestine, large intestine, and at the last it excrete. So friends, what we learned today? We learned about the cycles of the plants and animals. We learned about the plants, how the plants take in their food. There are two types of. They take in one by photosynthesis and another are called heterotrophs, just like parasites, saprotrophs, insectivorous, and symbiotic. In animals, we learned about the digestive system of the amoeba, hydra, human beings, the different types of processes which held in our digestive system, and we learned about the ruminants. So friends, I hope that this video would be helpful to you to learn about the essential points of the nutrition in plants and animals. At the last, thanks for watching.